Hello, hello. What's up, guys? Can everyone hear me? Can everyone see the screen? We really chose the best time to live stream, right? FOMC coming up. Everything works fine. Awesome. Gonna wait like a couple more minutes so some more people can join, and then we'll kick things off. We'll do the usuals: Bitcoin, Ethereum, some altcoins, some requests, and obviously answer all of the questions you might have. Hello, Greg, Armo, Alex, Bodnar, Reef Rider. What's up? What's up? You guys long, short, going into FOMC, flat? Flat. Same here. Are you planning to relong if we sweep the lows? We'll get into that in a second. I'll give all of my plans, all of my thoughts in a second. Hello, Masum, Martin. Hello, hello. Hello, Bilal. What's up? All right, we'll kick things off. Okay. Gave it some time so some people could join. But we've got a new sponsor of the live streams. So first, I want to say big thanks to the sponsor of the live stream, which is Vela Exchange. Okay, Vela Exchange is an Arbitrum-based decentralized exchange where you can trade crypto perps as well as Forex and some metals as well. Formerly they were an OTC trading platform, but they then relaunched as Vela Exchange, focusing more on retail trading, retail derivatives trading. They went live less than a month ago, and as you can see, they've already hit a volume of 320 million, which definitely isn't bad. The platform in general is really easy to use. So yeah, give it a try. The link is in the description. I'm also running a $500 giveaway at the moment. That's out of my pocket, right? I want to give something back to you guys to give you the chance to get something as well. So I'm personally giving away $500 to someone who makes an account with my link on Vela Exchange and retweets the tweet in the description. Okay, so you will be able to see. If you can't find it, it's simply the last. It's on my profile on Twitter. Okay, one of the last tweets I tweeted. Okay, so big thanks to Vela Exchange. Okay, now that we've done that, let's get into the charts. So where's Bitcoin trading, right? Honestly, nothing too much happened on Bitcoin. Apart from that, we saw this down candle. Okay, we were still trading within this stupid range, and now recently we moved down quite a bit. Okay. If we take a look at where local liquidity is gonna be resting, right? So marking out our key levels of liquidity was going to be up here, right? The first highs made, the first high where we saw us slow down and where we started ranging a little bit after all of this massive upside. And what was the key low? The low down here, okay? So that's gonna be the main daily range that we're gonna be using where we were trading. Now the question is this the sweep, the deviation below range low, okay, that sends us back within the range and to the opposite side of the range, which would mean we would trade back towards 31k, or is this the breakdown below the range, right? And is this just gonna retest the range lows and then dump all the way down from there? Well, by answering this, in order to answer that question, what I like doing is zooming out and taking a look at the higher time frames where we're trading at, okay? And what I'm seeing here on the weekly is simply higher highs and higher lows on the weekly, okay? We have the lows here, first higher low, first higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So potentially we're gonna put in another higher low in order to go for new highs, okay? So with that in mind, I think the main play, and that stays like that, the main play is going to be to look for longs back towards these highs. Now, what's key in this thought process is that having in mind that these weekly highs up here haven't been swept. Okay, we've got these unswept highs up here, which are unswept. So what's the draw on liquidity going to be to the upside? Okay, high time frame draw on liquidity to the upside, while being the high time frame liquidity, sorry, to the downside was swept on this move. These were the initial lows. They got taken out, okay, deviated below. What were the highs that led to the move towards these lows? Well, these highs. The lows swept. What does that mean? The draw on liquidity towards the opposite side of the range, right? Which is our 32k level. Okay, so having all of that in mind, it, in my opinion, makes more sense to look for longs towards this range high level and potentially even at that point fill in all of this inefficiency all the way up to 37k and potentially even higher, who knows, but let's take it level to level for now. So yeah, it makes more sense for me to look for longs. Okay, now the question is where, right? Do we look for longs right now already? Do we look for longs down here, or even lower? Okay, well, there's a few ways you can approach this. Okay, the first one is you say the low is already in. Okay, now I don't really like this approach. Why? Because we've left quite some lower time frame liquidity to the downside. Okay, we haven't seen clean sweeps of the lows, which is concerning in my opinion. If we take a look at those previous sort of similar moves, for this one for example, you're gonna see that you're always gonna have the initial move and then one more down move to take out early longers, and then you see the real move in the direction. Okay, so what I would like to see here in order for me to look for longs would be one more sweep of the lows, okay? Maybe not even towards these, but at least take out some liquidity below here. So a move in there and then a strong reaction. And then we can start looking for higher targets, okay? So that's the first one. Now say we don't see some downside first, right? Well, what I then mostly focus on is the higher time frame closes, okay? So say now we zoom out to the daily, but you could even use the weekly, right? If the weekly closes above, back inside this daily range that we've just talked about, that would be a bullish signal and likely send us higher back towards the opposite side of our daily range, okay? So in that case, you just wait for the daily close above. You buy the retests of the lows, right? If it's in fact the retest, then you move higher, happy days. If you close back below, clean invalidation, you cut a trade, you're out for a small scratch and you move on to the next one, okay? So those are personally my long plans. I'm currently flat on margin. I'm still spot long, but I'm flat on margin. And the only way I would look for longs here is if we get a flush, ideally, to the downside first without taking this high up here. Why? Exact same. If we take the highs first, that would mean less draw on liquidity to the upside. So a lower probability of a long trade on the sweep of these lows succeeding, okay? So what I would want to see here is a quick flush, boom, lower. So if we get that into FOMC, that would be a long for me, okay? What do we target? The opposite side of the liquidity, which would first be this, and then all of these highs up here. Now, all of these highs up here is also a big reason why I don't think that we're gonna go straight to, I don't know, even if you're targeting like 25K only, I'm seeing people targeting 12K again already after this very small breakdown of this range. Well, now I just called it a breakdown, but you know, I meant just this move, whether it being a breakdown or just a sweep of the lows that sends us back to the highs. But in my opinion, if we were to trade a lot lower, we wouldn't leave these clean highs up here. So in my opinion, it would make much more sense then to see something like this back to the highs, sweep all of this liquidity into key supply, everyone gets bullish again, everyone starts calling for new highs, and then you break it back below there and then go for new lows. So that would make much more sense to me than moving lower from here, which is also the reason why I'm mainly looking for longs down here, okay? This scenario or without the small down move. If that happens, if we move up from here, I might look for a long just towards here, okay? And then see if price moves above here, right? Let it do its thing. Ideally, look for another sweep, boom. Maybe look to short hedge on that move already. Otherwise, simply wait for the break back within this range, okay? Wait for the breakdown. Then, so why do we wait for the break back below that range high level? Because then your invalidation on the short is clear above this high, okay? What do you target? The lows here, and at that point, probably a lot lower. Does that make sense? Yep. So a lot of people, you're gonna hear them say, you're looking for longs while the range broke down, right? Well, people were saying the exact same thing right here, and people were saying the exact same thing right here, okay? It's do your own thing, you know? Some people call it a range breakdown, some people see it as a sweep, some people see it as deviation. the important thing is the general outlook of the market. And in my opinion, high time frame liquidity is still resting to the upside above these highs, and at least on the daily above these highs, which is enough reason for me to think that the move we just got below these range low levels, whether you take this one or this one, can be seen as a sweep or as a deviation. And you can see this as the sweep, okay, and have a clean enough invalidation to look for longs at least back towards these highs. Now, the reason I'm not long at the moment is we've got FOMC coming up, okay. I'm personally hoping for a move like this, okay, quick spike. Sorry. If we do so, I'll definitely be looking for a long again, and I think we're heading for these highs. If we go for the highs first during FOMC, it's more likely that we then go for these lows, okay? So yeah, the general thing you want to do during volatile times, right, is just fading, you know, works 9 out of 10 times. Fading the initial move on the news, okay? As you guys know, I don't really trade the news. I think it's already priced in, but what the news can do is bring volatility, right? So it will bring volume into the market. People will start taking positions, will start betting on the direction it's going to take. But usually what then just happens is you've got the initial move, right? And then it starts fading and fading and fading, and you accelerate, boom, wick again, and then you come back to the original price where the news hit, especially during CPI and FOMC and stuff like that. Okay. I was thinking 31,750 was already a nice grab. Yeah, this one. Yeah, but still, I don't know. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of liquidity resting still above here. Right, so with that being said, let's take a quick look at ETH. And what do we have here? Okay. ETH is looking a whole lot different in my opinion, okay? Because we've got this initial sweep of some lows into demand here, okay? This one swept, very good reaction, okay? Broke a market structure, but then ugly sweep of the highs again, just like Bitcoin, came all the way back down. The only difference is Bitcoin has swept the lows while ETH didn't, okay? So for ETH, what I would want to see here is another flush lower into this gray box, which more than likely will line up, yep, almost exactly line up with OTE, okay, the 705 level. So give me a sweep in there and I'll get long. Something like this, invalidation down there, and target new highs. Okay, it's always a ping pong game from highs to lows, from one liquidity draw to the other. Okay, and in this case, if you take this low, this high, you can see the low has been swept. The two next highs and lows are this one and this one, right? So this in one swing, this in one swing, right? High, low swept, high swept. Okay, what were the next one? This one and this one. High swept, lows unswept. Okay, so give me that low sweep, give me that sweep of the lows, and I will get long. Targeting, obviously, first target would be this local range high here, then up here, and then ultimately up there, right? So I I always like taking some off on trades that that go my way, right? That way you can get your trade risk-free, a lot safer, rather than moving your stop loss, which then very often could get could take you out, for example, at break even, whenever you move your stop to break even while your trade wasn't invalidated. Okay, so that's why I always like taking some off when you're up 1 hour, for example. Take half off already and keep the rest for higher. That's how I like playing things. But that's the look of ETH for me. So as I said, both looking quite different, but I want to see a wick on Bitcoin, and maybe we can see that wick on ETH as well. But yeah, I always try focusing on Bitcoin personally. That's the one I trade. I barely trade Ethereum, almost always trade Bitcoin. So that's the one I'm gonna be focusing on. Right, is that clear for everyone? Any questions? If you're enjoying the content, please leave a like on the stream, helps me a lot. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'd really appreciate that. Let's try and get it to like 40 or 50 likes. Very nice info. Thanks, man. I hope it's clear. I made a post on position sizing this morning on my Twitter as well, and I quickly wanna talk about that. You know, knowing what your edge in the market is very important, and using that info to change your position sizing is something that can really help you in the long way to getting towards profitability. Okay, what I mean by that is, so what is your edge, right? If your edge is trading this and you made a lot of money in this, well, it's simple. You need to wait for moves like this before you step in. Once this happens, right? Once ranging starts, simply size down, okay? Size down, and once the easy mode gets back on, you size up again, okay? And those small little things can truly mean the difference between getting profitable in the long run and not getting profitable. Because if you don't use it that way, right, all of the money you've made when the market was in easy mode, well, for some this is easy mode, for some this is easy mode, okay? I think most people will agree that this is the real easy mode, okay? But anyways, everyone his own thing. But what was I saying? In the long run, that can mean the difference between being profitable and being break even or slightly losing money. Okay, why? Because the money you've made in this move, right? If you're gonna risk the same when markets move like this, you're simply gonna lose all of that money again, be at break even, and then boom, it's gonna go up again. Well, I'm not saying it's gonna go up, but once it does, right, you're gonna start making money again. But if you then don't slow down, take profit, or lower your risk, right, lower your position size, you're simply gonna have an equity curve that looks like this, and then back down, and then like this, and then back down, right? Well, if you size down on these moves, that can mean that it's gonna look like this, right? Does that make sense? I mean, I feel like it's important, and it's not said enough. And it's also, it might look like I've been trading a lot, but it's not been easy. It's simple, right? You've got to admit that, like on Twitter, nobody talks about difficult times. Everyone's like, ooh, we're making money, we're profitable traders, right? But in cases where one really likes longing stuff, for example, when prices go down, well, they'll have a hard time. I also like longing way better than shorting, because I think in the long run, it's gonna get you further than constantly looking for shorts. So I was the one constantly looking for shorts after the 2018 bear market, right? I was constantly looking for shorts on these up moves and on these up moves. And luckily I was holding spots and I still profited bigly, but on margin this wasn't easy because I was constantly looking to fade the moves, and that didn't work out, you know. Anyways, let's take a look at the lower time frames because it's almost time for FOMC. Actually wanna, I mean I shouldn't have really live streamed right now because I want to catch this move as well. If anything clear pops up, of course. All right, let's read the chat. When are you? Do you use RSI and stock? Nope. When are you going to upload second part video of the educational content? Still working on it, man. But it's gonna be there. I still fight with strategy. Yeah, size down, man. For real. You're gonna see. Do you think Corona like dump again before bull run? I don't see a reason why we would have to, but if it's gonna come, like, sure. Well, seems like we're pumping first. Let's see. Already getting faded. Honestly, more than likely it's just gonna be a non-event again. Right. Ooh, FOMC, get ready to get fucked. And then it just does this, and then gets back to its original price just like nothing happened. Would like to buy Ape at, we'll take a look in a second. Could you explain your TP strategy? For example, if you trade pumps, but it doesn't touch range mean, what is your approach? What do you mean exactly? I have, I mostly TP, take profits on key highs and key lows. As you know, my strategy is fully based on liquidity, on where stops are resting. So that's also where I'm gonna take profit. And like I said earlier, I almost always take off half when I'm up 1 hour to get the trades risk-free. You explain range is the best in my opinion, the best I've seen and helped me a lot since last year. Hey, great to hear, man. Thanks. Kan je Nederlands? Yep. How did you find your edge system ICT? Whew, combination of a lot of things, mostly from other people. The most I've learned was from Crypto Trooper, but he's been inactive on Twitter for a while. But that's the guy. He had a group with Crypto Chase, and he's still very active. I'm sure all of you know him. Crypto Chase and Crypto Trooper had a group back in the days. I think it was back in 2017 or something, 2018. And I learned a lot from them, both of them. And then later on, learned a lot from Trader SE as well. Also guys like Main, Trader Main, and then combined all of that together and kept going and came up with the stuff I have right now. Smash the like button. Yes, guys, come on. 7 more likes for 50 likes. Come on. Thoughts on Pepe? All right, we'll take a look at some alts right now. I'm noob and I'm starting trading. Where should I go dive first? Go to YouTube and look at all of the videos from CryptoCred. I feel like that's the best base you can get anywhere, and it's completely free. Done. Hey, let's go. One second. All right. Thanks, bro. Crypto credit is. Hey, let's go. See, it's not doing anything. I feel like it's gonna stay here the next couple hours. Maybe sweep some highs, then back to the lows. I feel like we're gonna keep trading in this area. But hey, I might be wrong. But I'm not interested in trading here. I'd rather look for a short maybe if we do this. If we sweep the highs again, like in this resistance, you know, without obviously sweeping this, because then the draw would be to the downside. If we go for the lows first, I'd be interested in a long, and then it would probably be a higher time frame long all the way up towards these highs. That's currently my plan. Doggy pump 2%. Oh, for real? I was long on Doggy. No, I didn't. I was long here, but it was a scalp. At the moment I thought it would squeeze really hard because of the Elon news and the Twitter news. But yeah, then it did this, I held, and then I closed it this morning actually on this spike. But it's not looking bad right here, you know? Look at this daily. I've had my eyes on this since all the way back here. I said once we flip this gray area, get your eyes on this, because high time frame it looks very good. We've swept all of these lows here, and we've got clean highs to the upside. My initial target was this dotted line. I've actually got a lot of posts on it on Twitter and on in the Discord. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is gonna pull a move like crazy. Like it's gonna pump out of nowhere, I feel like. Also, I think like what you wanna, if you had to choose short here or long here, I feel like longing here is the better play, because if Elon doesn't announce anything on Doggy, right, what's it going to do? It's probably gonna keep ranging here and just do nothing, maybe even pump. But if he does, like, it's gonna pump like crazy, and I wouldn't be surprised if it hits these highs like in a single candle. So your downside risk is way smaller than upside risk is way bigger. Upside, the potential target, potential profit is way bigger than if we would nuke. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Obviously, if Bitcoin does this, it's gonna sink as well. 7 days Litecoin halving. Yeah, that's a non-event as well, I think. One more question. Sometimes it seems like you literally pick thing and it flies immediately, mostly when alt has swept lows and broke out. I compare other alts with similar charts and some just don't. What's the difference factoring them? Like two alts both swept the lows, breaking out. Which ones are you longing, X or Y? Like, it's the ones with the most confluence, right? two alts might look exactly the same on the 4-hour, while the one is in an uptrend on the daily and the other is in a downtrend on the daily, for example. I'm always gonna look for the strongest coins and look for longs on them. That's the way to go. You're not gonna long the weaker coin thinking it has to catch up to the stronger coins. No, the stronger coins are the strongest ones for a reason. So just look to get in and enjoy the ride. And that's the difference between a coin that instantly flies, right? If the confluence is there, if it's a strong coin, because I'm always like gonna look here in my list, and what I do mostly is just look at this and look at the strongest ones, right? All of these, the ones that started pumping already, right? Then out of these coins, I'm gonna look for ones that swept the lows, right? I'm gonna mark out my liquidity levels, key highs, key lows, what has it swept, what has it not swept, right? What would the target be, and go from there. You see Sol back into key support. You know, they're the strongest one for a reason. And then you've got to find, I like this one. See this one, for example. GMX, right? Let's actually start on the weekly. This is beautiful. Weekly high time frame low. What led to this low? High time frame high. Okay, clean weekly range, we can call this. Okay, going on to the daily. Mark out your highs and your lows. What's the most obvious low and the one that got swept here? This one, right? Now the thing with this one is it already swept the highs as well. What I usually want to look for is lows that got swept and highs that are unswept. If this move wouldn't have moved above this high, right, I would already be long, okay? But it's a pity that this swept the high already, which is why the draw on liquidity is less. It's still gonna be to the upside because we've swept high time frame lows and low time frame lows. So it's still gonna be to the upside. But if the lower time frame draw on liquidity is also gonna be to the upside, those are the coins you wanna be looking for, because those are the coins that are gonna move the fastest, because it's all a game of liquidity and it's all a ping pong for liquidity. And if the low time frame draw and the high time frame draw is both to the upside and it's already the strongest coin out there, those are the ones you want to be trading if you're looking for longs, obviously. Whew. Makes sense? What indicator you use? Looks like 4. Nice. It's Ichimoku is something I sometimes look at only on the higher time frames, daily and weekly on Bitcoin. So it's just there. This one is key levels, just Monday high, low, weekly open, yearly open. This one is something I never use. And then this one is a basic MA ribbon I sometimes look at to can give you a nice view on how the market is trending. But I'll never base my trades off of those. It's just factors I use in Confluence. So, what has Bitcoin done? Nothing. What a surprise. Hey, I appreciate that, man. No worries at all. That's what I'm doing it for. What's this comp actually? Probably funding on this one is gonna be nuts. Yeah, Yeah, but look at this high time frame. Look, that's also why I'm interested in link longs, because it's those times when you sweep high time frame liquidity to the downside that you're gonna get expansion, right, on the weekly, which looks like insane returns on the lower time frames. Obviously, look at this rally. If you take a look at link, the weekly, it's already moved quite a lot, but as you can see, swept. I want to long this, honestly. And the thing I like on this, the highs, unswept, unswept. Let's zoom in. Yeah, 2R, but high probability, I think. Wouldn't be surprised if it squeezes. But it's also why you got those moves on Ripple. Look at this. I played this horribly. Well, not horribly, but I'm honest. Like, I was looking for longs on this after it swept these, but I didn't feel it at the time, so I just ignored it, and look at what happened. I was looking. I think I even traded this, but closed it at maybe even in a loss. But I was in a trade, it looked like this, but then closed, and this happened. Exact same on Sol. I should have traded these beautifully, but I didn't. This one was from all the way back down here as well. Why? Because, as I said, high time frame. Look, beautiful example. Sideways price action, so demand, people accumulating longs, okay? High time frame low, swept, reclaim, retest, okay? What do we see if this didn't happen yet? What happened before at the highs? High, 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 okay? All of this liquidity to the upside, liquidity to the downside, swept into demand. And that's when you get these moves instantly towards opposite side of liquidity. It ain't easy, man. It ain't easy. As you can see, I've been in these markets for years and still miss out on these moves. While I was looking for longs on Sol down here, and I still fucked up. But yeah, not many will admit. Most will say, you see. But yeah. You know it, how it goes. OGN, congratulations for being ambassador. Hey, thanks, man. Send, I'll take a look. In Burger Land, it's hard to join your Discord, bro. Is it? I'll look for a solution. What's your biggest win or loss, and would you attribute them to? Well, one I've talked already about was one when I first started. It was my first 3x, I think. I was still on Bittrex, and I longed something, and it instantly moved up. But I was out with friends, and it moved up like 3x, and I ran back home just to sell. And that was, I think, the most memorable trade I ever took. But because then that was the time when it clicked, and when I thought like, holy shit, you can make a lot of money with this. You know? Well, that faded hard instantly. Do we short this? Yeah, we do. Mixed feelings here, but I think we sweep some lows, maybe not right now, but I think these are next. Like, look at the daily. See, a simple look at liquidity on the daily. What do we see? Last days, so yesterday's high swept, yesterday's low unswept. And we've got this move, so simply looking at market, simply looking at where the market is moving, right? It would only make sense to go for those lows next. And that's what I'm saying. Then it doesn't need to sweep this. It could even hold that. I might look for a long before, but in my opinion, it needs these at least. And if it doesn't, the chances of us doing this and then going for them increase a lot. So yep. It's still holding for now. Or it's gonna be one of those where we just keep on making higher highs and then accelerate to the upside. Who knows? Probably not worth trading it. Let it do its thing a couple hours after FOMC and probably see where we're at tomorrow. Okay, what was it? Ape? Holy shit. I guess we'll have to focus on this. That's quite nice actually. It looks okay, but I wouldn't long into this with these lows below here. Nah. Like, you could argue that this is high time frame demand, high time frame low swept, and that this is the retest, but you know, it would have already moved higher than from here, in my opinion. Now to come all the way back down here for another significant bounce, I don't think so without sweeping at least this. So then I'd like to see something like this and then a reclaim of here to then look for longs. Otherwise, probably stay out. OGN. What's this? Oof, I've charged this before. Damn, you see, It's exact same again. It's when you sweep high time frame liquidity that you get these kind of squeezes. All the way back down though, into demand. But this looks like just a pump and dump. Why? Because of this. Like, if it's a genuine move, you don't want to see you fully retrace in there. Then you want to see it range up here, sweep some lows, and continue to the upside. And when you get this, right, and then fast back up again, it's usually just to retest supply and then sell off, sell off all the way down again. This is just people buying the retest, right? But then it just lacks strength, lacks power to break to new highs, and then makes a lower high and goes for the lows. Doggy is one I'm really interested in. So Doggy and Link. What's the rest? Inch. This was a trade last week. I took last week. Good initial reaction, close half on the move up. And then my stupid ass kept the rest when I was away on vacation and then got stopped out of the rest. Where is it trading now? Back below the weekly range mean. That's not a good look. I don't like this. I think this trends a lot lower. Another reason why is because, as you can see, these highs got swept, right? Swept while ranging being supply, okay? So now your bears have easy invalidation above this supply. They know if you reclaim that, yeah, then you're gonna most likely trade a lot higher as long as you stay below. Yeah, what do you target? Range low maybe? Yeah, as you can see, horrible risk reward here, but if it gives you a pump, might be a nice short, actually. Whales are accumulating atom at large scale. Damn. Nah, mixed feelings, you know, because yes, we've swept this, but this didn't. So whenever high time frame highs and lows have both been unswept, there's no clean draw. So what you get then is pure chop, and that's the case here, I think. So I wouldn't touch this unless we sweep this, reclaim, then look for the real move towards the opposite side. Otherwise, stay out probably. DYDX daily chart. Would you be looking for shorts given all those wicks to the upside? Shorts wicks to the upside. You mean longs? I like this one. I've had it. Yeah, you can see it this week. No, it wasn't this one. Was it? No, anyways. But yeah, again, high time frame. Hold on 1 second. Gotta watch Bitcoin. I think, honestly, I think we're sweeping lows. I'm gonna short some. Okay. So this one, yeah, I mean, high time frame is looking meh. I'd like it above here. So you can see all of this sideways, right? That's gonna be fat resistance. So if it manages to close a weekly above this range high level, then I'm interested in buying the retest and looking for a massive pump. But as long as we don't do that, I think it's pure chop and not worth trading. Let's see Pepe. Ooh, Pepe actually in an interesting spot. I've been watching this for ages and been saying if we would retest this gray area that I'd look for longs. Now that we're here, let's remove this, oops. This. Yeah. Nope. I think it's gonna keep on ranging here a little longer. And then I'd like to... What I'd like here is maybe a bounce from here, that's fine. And then down again, back towards that low. And that's when I'm interested in longing. Sweep that low in here. Then you have your tight invalidation there. And you simply target the opposite side of the local range. Not looking for anything big, but simply looking for a range play like this. But I'll definitely keep my eyes on Pepe. Small tip for extending channels. You can click right side point, hold shift and drag. But it's still moving, you know. Or what do you mean? Yeah, this one I know. And for normal lines, I know it's like this. But for FIB levels and ranges, it's not. Might be a good feature actually. Alright guys, think I'm gonna end the stream here, okay? Gave my thoughts on basically everything. Yeah, but this one you can't do it either. See, it still moves like this. Anyways, I'm gonna hop off. Like again. Yeah, I'm holding shift, it doesn't work. Like the stream, subscribe. Okay, big thanks to Vela Exchange for sponsoring. Link is in the description. I'm running a giveaway, a $500 giveaway. We did one actually yesterday. All you had to do was like a tweet for 300 USDT. Now it's 500, and actually there's probably gonna be less people joining because you have to trade on Vela Exchange, right? But simply test it out with a couple bucks, okay, under my ref, and you're gonna be in for the giveaway, okay? And who knows, you win 500 USDT. Okay, so definitely worth checking it out. All the links are in the description. If you need me, send me a DM on Twitter. My DMs are open. I'm also on Discord. If you did, by the way, use my link, send me a message on Discord and I'll add you to the group where we hang out, post trade IDs, other people as well, and where it's just all a little bit more organized. All right. Hope to see you in the next one. We'll definitely do more of these more often. So hope to see you again. Have a good one. Stay safe in the markets and all the best. Bye.